Hello, hello. Yeah. Good morning and happy new year. Well, a little day off, but whatever. Shay, what is the plan for this year? Well, I still have a job on something good. Should be getting a pay raise soon. That's even better. I'm gonna go get cold. You work on my leg. Not easy. I think if things hit just right, I think I might start doing I don't know. I'm debating if I want to become a man or not. I think she's talking about me and becoming a man. That's even better. So it's always very loud. Especially the more braver I become, which seems to be a lot of issues with a lot of people nowadays. They're cowards. They don't want to stand up for what they sure there's more people who don't as much anymore. Well, I stand up for myself. Stand up for yourself is a lot different. They're just fine line different. It gives me a sense of value. The more I read, the more I things are slowly trying to change. And perhaps with that change, all organizations, a lot of people don't seem to understand that. By yourself. Okay. but that doesn't work. It's not about relationships. And they do. Is what I mean by relationship. Fall in love, and love is not a desperate thing. Whatever your heart desires, your heart's telling you. When you follow your heart, more or less likely you're going to be doing what is necessarily healthy for you to a certain extent. But a lot of people mistreat the heart for lust or for, you know, physical gains or mental gains or say like materialistic gains, more or less materialistic gains when it comes down to almost all of them. People are very materialistic nowadays, and they fall in line with not using it all, not just being at. They like constantly want to struggle. They like feeling that struggle. It does make me think about my ex. I have to like talk about these specific things about ex. And other people just like they love to struggle, and like, it comes down to like, what's so good about me? And this is someone that is I don't like myself, I hate myself, and that they want to work everything. It always comes out. Life is worth everything. Your purpose, like, always bring this to light. It comes down to when you were a child. You had purpose. You had creativity. The world puts you in a position if you don't think that you have to be. It makes you, it makes you want to think that you have to be this specific person that everybody else is. That is a full-on lie and bullshit. No one needs to be that rich millionaire person. You can live an almost 9 to 5. And that's the biggest thing that's kind of getting rid of. Like, oh, you could be this, that, and that. And people fall in line with this shit. And it doesn't make any sense. Nowhere in the world and just be rich and do absolutely nothing with it. Oh, I could do stuff. Yeah, you can boast your money and make everyone believe you're this top person because you can brag about something. Is that bragging about something too much? Start boasting, and boasting leads to pride. And when you put your head up above everybody else, you start to deteriorate what we have as humanity as it is. If you're deteriorating yourself, you slowly start to get more miserable. And misery loves company, so you find out other people that are miserable too. If anyone talks about too much, My favorite game is all the time. Or sure, like there's finger up. More so than power. You gotta be manual power. So again, just having them now to be people having if our feelings are attached to our personality and how we think about ourselves and others, maybe we shouldn't be negative people at all. Maybe we shouldn't be jealous of anyone. Yeah, I'm sorry. Why are people jealous of me? Because they don't have it themselves. So when jealousy comes in. Why do you even think that you need it? Because the world demands you to think that. I can even joke about that. I mean, the honest truth. When you're a kid and you see other people that want stuff, and you do what? You sit there and you're like, well, I want that because that person has that. Why can't I have that person did it? And you hear these sort of like talking points as you get older. You say, well, I don't have to do it because this person didn't do it. They try to clump themselves up together and believe that if that person doesn't do it, doesn't mean I have to do it. You're a follower of stupid logic. You follow dumbass logic because it's an accountability of that. We all make mistakes. We all do stupid shit. Like one of the things that I intentionally don't do as much as used to is being massively competitive. Being a little bit competitive is good because you gotta have something to kind of fight against. You can grow. But it's something to fight against you. It's something to push on you. It's just enough to be like, I'm going to do this because I have to. That's what it always comes down to. Like lifting weights. When you lift weights, you're competitive with yourself. How many pushes can I do today? Oh, I can do one more. It makes you satisfied. You satisfy that hunger in you. Or like when you get stronger, that when you sit there and you talk to a pretty girl, for instance. You talk to a girl that you're really attracted to, and you're like, wow, you're really pretty in that. I really, enjoy the way you look in that. You know, would you want to go like that? Those whole things is so much affirmation. Now, does it always happen like that? No. Do human beings always sit there and do things inside their head? Bad or good? Those times it's a variation. But when you look at it, the more that you do things that make you happy, like I'm going to work out today. I have to work out. I'm probably going to do my push-ups, probably do my push-ups. But easier for it. One of the things I want to do is I want to start riding my bike. I'll probably end up watching something. I'm gonna ride my bike. You know, one of the things that I have chosen in my mind to do as of right now. But if I don't complete these little tasks that I want to do in my mind, I'm gonna be miserable. How many people make up these scenarios in their head that they want to do. Daily normal, but I was like, you want to run a mile, so you run. A lot of people get so complacent with life, and I've noticed that when I was younger now, and then when I got older now, and it started to get to that point where I'm just like, what am I doing? Materialistic way. If people have more materialistic shit than I do, then they're better off than me. That's one of the things people have consciously always want to go through. I do that all the time. You know, they always compare how much they have. And then they look at people that will say, don't have as much as they do. They always want a mop bed. You know, this doesn't say I do it. It's not why, you know, I think unworthy spending is good. I think a lot of you are doing, especially in America, we are over the world that happens. And it's more about it. Let me take your shield. You know, people say that. I was like, well, why do you have a guy? That's what I was saying. If we have a shower, the shower is an honest, great luxury. How many times anyone ever want to sit in a fucking shower or draw yourself a really nice bath and drop a bath or whatever you want to, just soak in it. Soak in it for 20 minutes. You'd be surprised. A lot of people want to do that shit. And a lot of people can. That's one of the things I want to do. I want to grab my tablet, draw me a decently hot bath, throw in a bath bomb, because I feel that I need therapy. I need to relax myself. Even though I like to keep myself as tough, as strong as possible in my own way, obviously. So I'm gonna be fucking Superman. I still want to do things. I still want to have that activation of the heart. Not in a spiritual sense, but in an actual physical sense. There's pent-up energy. Because people do eat so much food. You're just wasting the nutrients that you have on absolutely fucking nothing. And so many people do. That's why people are so obese nowadays. Like, well, I'm not in shape, so I shouldn't have to work out. You're not in good shape because you don't work out. You have money in that. You have someone that's willing to train you. You just get a routine going. If you want to start off getting your legs stronger, do semi-wide stance squats. Do horse squats. It builds up your fucking legs. Legs get stronger. With legs getting stronger, your body starts to develop more energy altogether. Because you stand, you walk on your legs majority of the day. Now I'm starting to learn that. I'm saying, hey, I might as well get some muscle in my legs. Walking doesn't get you muscle in your legs because it's too easy. Your body adapts those little muscles when you're a kid and that. You get stronger as you get older. And once you start hitting your 30s and your 40s and that's when you're probably in the prime of your life. That prime sticks with you until you're in your 60s. If you want to say 20s are your primes, they can be. You know, if you exercise, if you maintain a lot of good mental recovery, physical recovery, and you do, a good amount of spiritual love to yourself in that. Yeah, you can grow absolutely a lot when you're a teenager. I have to say, whew, it's gonna do a shit ton of squats. Man, my hammies hurt. Let's do. But now that I pretty much, I feel so much better now. My mind, I just feel like it's completed something that needs to complete. That's what it is. When you do things that are necessary, your mind goes at rest. When you don't do the things that you need to really do, like staying healthy and that, or doing something, you always have goals in your mind. The biggest fear is everybody else, this and that. The fake influencers, especially fake influencers, they all do shit. There are people that are cowards. They want to rush through things. Now they do all this. And they try to say, well, I natural this and natural that. And then you look at it and I'm like, dude, how the fuck is it natural? You went from a 120-pound man to a 200-pound, extremely muscled up person in 4 fucking years. Gained like 50, 60 pounds of muscles, and people have been lifting weights longer than you, if not consistently off and on throughout their youth, and they don't look like that. So, well, it's genetics enough. It's called peptides, it's called steroids. Everybody's taking them, and that's the biggest thing. You get lied to. These dudes come out. I always talk about the fitness industry because the fitness industry is so fucking corrupted. It's just as corrupted as Satan is. All corrupting, lying sons of bitches. Some of them come out and actually say stuff and they're like, yeah, I took a bunch of steroids and that. Some people do actually come out and say they do. They come out and say that you do, that's great. Larry Wheel, he's been taking steroids since he was like fucking 16. You know, and he boasted about it. You know, he's like, yeah, I took a lot of steroids for that, and a lot of people do. And it gets to the point in life, like when you cheat in life, if most people seem like they fucking do, you rush through life. You know all that stuff. Then what happens? Your life starts to dwindle away. And you always have to say, oh shit. That's what pushed it on the map, and I didn't notice it, and he sat there and gave him the arcane that, and someone called the cops and that, so the cops came by. There was like probably 3 or 4 police cars that came by in that. It was a ridiculous amount of cops. A fire truck came by, and then they left, and the ambulance came by. You know, the police and all that crap and that. The dude was, still, he just passed the fuck out. Weak man, barely walking, probably had a bad life and all that stuff and that, but there was no, that's what God tells us to work. Don't believe in what the world is telling you. The world doesn't give a fuck with you. The devil never does. The devil is the god of this world. It says it in the Bible. He has domain over this world. He's got absolute power, but he can trick you into thinking that he has absolute power. He can give you the bear, he can give you the life that you want with all the drugs that you want, all the money that you want, all the women that you want. That's the whole point. But that's not a good life. People think it is. Oh, I look at people that try to do this shit. Oh, womanizers, woman beaters, drug abusers. They treat people, like crap. They suck off the strong people in that. They want to obey them in that because they know that they can't beat them. That's what the devil does with God. The devil knows that he can't beat God, so he wants to do the tricky stuff, the thieving stuff. When you look at real life and you look at people that do the thieving stuff, they don't want to work. They're lazy as fuck. They complain all the time about just like they're complaining negatively. That's how the devil was. Satan was like that in heaven. He was complaining because he couldn't get, like God. And God, as, being the Father, told him, it's your choice. What do you want to do? It's sad in them. God's still sad about the fall. They're God's not. Of course, he loves everything. You act like God just wants us to all be doomed like some people think so. It said, if some entity is that powerful to create, that means that entity is that powerful to destroy. So why in the world are we keep on thinking such stupid things about God that are unfaithfully not true? Because it never states in the Bible. But people still insist on believing in things that are complete fucking lies. Why? Because you don't know. The devil doesn't want you to know that you're loved. The devil doesn't want you to know that people care for you. That's how it always is. When people get mad at that stuff, I say, why you get mad? No one loves me. They bitch about that. No one loves me. No one wants to listen to me. Maybe because you're a fool and no one wants to listen to fools. When you say things that are not, I guess, correct, of course people don't listen to you. Because you're a fool. You're a fool for a reason. I used to be a fool. I used to say just random stuff and I try to figure out things that no one never listened to me. I never had any authority. When I was younger than that. Now that I'm older than that, I evidently have semi-authority. I can talk my piece. But there's some people killing me. So I ignore them. I ignore the negative people that don't want to respond to certain things. I'm being positive, they're being negative, I just let it go. Because I always want to say the biggest problem in our world is narcissism. They want people that want to be absolutely controlled or be controlled. Most times it's complicated. Some people hate that shit. There's always someone who wants to be a follower. There's always someone that is just the leader of the follower. But sometimes being too big of a narcissist, because I think there's different styles of narcissism. There's a positive style and there's a negative style. The negative style is the ones that use it for their own self-interest, and they use it for their own personal, more likely personal gains. Other ones, they use it for their self-interest, and they don't care about the gains. They may get the gains, but they don't look at it from, like, I'm proud of the gains that they made. So why do a lot of people are like that? They're proud of their games. They boast them. Brag about them all the time. A little bit is fine, obviously. But when your heart's into it, like, you just listen to people. Or even listen to yourself. Do you boast enormous a lot? And, do you do it in a negative way? Sometimes the negative way is what really kills you. You know, like yesterday night, you know, like New Year's Eve. You know, we were visiting that, and one of the guys was having issues with that. You know, it was a personal thing. And he wasn't feeling good, and he was cooking that. And, you know, I told him, I said, go fuck off right now, bro. Go do something that, go sit down that, you know, I'll take over that for you in the morning. And he was saying, you know, that's the whole point of people being strong is to be able to deal with these things. I know how strong I am. I know I can push through this, and I did. You know, I worked like a 12-hour shift. It was annoying, but it wasn't anything I couldn't do, personally. But I didn't do it because I want to look at myself and be like, I did something. You know, I'm proud of it because it made me feel good. I can help people out. If that's needed. But it was more or less likely just, it's just who I am. I believe in a little bit of sacrifice. That's good. I'll be constantly doing stuff, constantly, you know, worry about how much money I have and that. I know how much money I have. I always have more than what I spend. So that's good enough for me. People want to harness an enormous amount of stuff because you're hoarders. You should get paid for your work. You should be able to feed because of your work. I don't believe in retirement. I don't believe people should sit there and stop working just because they're old. But a lot of people do. You know, like my grandfather and on my mom's side, he was religious and he read the book a lot. He kept on working. He didn't want to retire. He kept on working. He had a simple life. He lived a good, simple life. He got married, had kids. He's always, I think he was Baptist or something like that, but he was always, you know, very, of course, with God's word. That he lived a simple life and that he liked the stuff that he did. That, and one of the things that I have to get from it, compared to, I look at both my grandfathers, from my dad's side, from my mom's side, you know, my grandpa from my mom's side, he believed in peace and love. He didn't believe in war and that. He wasn't a very angry person. That he was a very simple person. And that he lived life with his heart on his sleeve, and you know, he always gave us hugs and that. He always gave us love and that. You know, he showed it in a different way. Because he wasn't a worship of money. He wasn't a worship of all the stuff that they lived very close to the family and that. They're very family oriented. They went to the same church together, did all the same stuff together. You know, and the way I look at that, you know, I never looked at my grandfather on the other side, you know, as I should have, but as I do now, knowing the book very well, he lived a very heavily life. He worked really hard in that. He had good hobbies in that. You know, he did the things he needed to do to survive. He loved his wife. He never remarried when my grandmother died in that. He never cared about sexual relations in that. He kind of just like pushed it away. And I see that now. And now when I look at my other grandfather, I love him to death too, but he was always more very rambunctious, kind of rebellion a little bit. And it had a lot to do with his family and that, you know, when he was growing up in that, back in, you know, the late 30s, early 40s, and that when he grew up. Because he was born like 31. And so his parents were very strict, very, very strict. You know, work hard, do your chores before you eat and that. Do things, work before you have fun. And that's what it was. Nowadays, that's left us. No one wants to work for to have fun. They want to have fun while they're working. I say that's why people stream. To a certain extent. If they get paid for it. Because they add that money revenue with it. A little bitch streamer like me, and I don't get nothing. I do this purely because I'm bored and I think it's fun. And I believe people need to hear some positive influence words out there. There's so many people out there just always trying to play these games and shit. Don't look at me, you know, I made all this money that online that you made easy bitch money. It's bitch money. I don't give a shit if you have to edit your crap on a computer or not. It's bitch money. You're not doing anything that's part of the actual society way. You're not making life that much easier for anybody else but yourself, including some people actually do it, but not all of them. Because you have to be part of society now. People that are hard at labor, that work really hard, you have the right to be a proud person to a certain extent. You have the right to be proud of your hard work. But someone that makes easy money, and they don't work that hard, and want to say, oh, I work hard. No, you don't. Fitness influencers, you work out, you do stuff that you love to do. It can be difficult, yes. Exercises can be difficult. But once you get through that difficulty of pain, you get used to it, it's fucking easy. It's easy. The only thing most, I'd say, fitness people have to worry about is how fat or how much muscle they have. So they contribute. They try new exercises. It's all the same exercises. No exercise is better than another. Maybe certain stances can work out certain muscles, but you're still working out that muscle. If you do squats, you do squats. If you do thin squats, when your legs are fucking close together, or if you do wider squats, yeah, you'll work out certain muscles more. That's all it is. But as people now, we want to sit there and think there's this specialty out there. I say like aerobics. Yeah, I think aerobics are good. I think women should be more aerobic guys. Sitting there and doing their side stances and their little weights and that to burn off energy. Or you can get a treadmill and walk. Put on a TV show and walk for like an hour. Sometimes people do that shit daily. Every morning. Right before they go to bed, they'll do an hour or so cardio. I see women at the gym all the time do that stuff. They do 30 minutes of cardio every single day. And they eat very light before they go to bed. And you got fat fucks like me and probably even fatter fucks than me. Sit that they engorge themselves at night. And they wake up, well, I'm not losing weight. I ran and all stuff. Nighttime eating. I know I'm changing the subject around, but still, nighttime eating is the worst way to fucking sit there and say, did I burn off enough calories for me to be able to eat that? Like me, for instance. I try to go by tiredness. If I'm extremely exhausted, and it's at the end of my day, I shouldn't have to eat. I shouldn't have to eat now. Maybe take a protein shake and then go to bed. If I do that, I know I'm going to lose weight because my body's tired, which means my glycogen levels are pretty fucking low because I'm moving around a lot and then I burn off a lot of calories in that. So, not to keep changing the subject around, this still has a lot to do with the mentality that you have as a human. The mentalness. Are you disciplined enough to do all these things? Are you disciplined enough to keep these things going? Without cheating, taking peptides and steroids and Ozempic and all these fucking things. Everyone wants the easy way out of life. It's not meant to be easy, guys. It was meant to be hard. It's meant to be made easy. You make it easy for yourself. That's why you work hard. If you accomplish something the easy way, then you learn nothing from it. You just lose the weight. And then you gain it right back. There has to be something in your life that has to be constantly going. That's why I move around on my streams. I know I'm pudgy. Do I look good the way that I am? To a certain extent, yeah. I got a dad bod. The only thing I say I dislike is probably my legs. And they are getting bigger, but... because the upper body is something that's... you know, so easily to look at compared to your lower body. No one looks at their lower body. People do that actually work it out. No one really looks at their lower body that much. When you look at your lower body doesn't seem as fit. It just feels weird. And when you get that weird feeling, it's like, well, fuck. And you start doing it more. Sometimes people want to think, oh, women do legs, men do upper body. I beg to differ on that. Man. How good Sprite is. Lemon lime is great. Man, I'm trying to do more light sodas than that. Try and go back to the sugary stuff. Because I noticed one day I was tired at work and I got an extra sugar iced tea and I was sipping on it throughout the day, like the last 3 hours of work. Man, I never had so much rush of energy go through my head. It was just weird. I've been drinking I've been drinking diet the bulk of my life. Trying to think it's gonna make me lose weight. It's all fucking bullshit.
It is done.
Yeah, drinking too much soda is fucking terrible for you. But
Excellent.
when you actually work out in that, being very surprising. It does work out really good, and you actually feel that energy, and now you actually want to use it. One name type. See if the thing's bust open. There it is. What's mine? But yeah, it's just finding things in your life that you need to do. You have to keep these things going. No. The basis of fucking anything is to love everything. Don't have hatred in your heart. Don't have negativity in your heart. If people don't understand you, then you just don't talk to them anymore. You have to push away from them. So there's an enormous amount of people out there that really don't care about hurting people. They don't care about people. If you're a loving person, that you stick with loving people. You can try to help people out, but there's a difference between helping people out that actually need it compared to people that just want to sit there and just mock you and ridicule you because you're trying to help them out. You know, or they're like complete assholes about it. So you're trying to help me out? Oh, you know, fuck you kind of thing. Like, whoa, damn. Oh, they just don't want to listen. That's why the words of Solomon and and loving and caring like you are, you give them respect. So I would say not everyone's gonna be loving and caring. Most people are pretty fucking cool and pretty stupid. A lot of times because they're spoiled and they don't have a hard life, but they make it hard because they believe they deserve more than what they receive. And people like that don't deserve anything at all. They deserve what they deserve. You can look at people, they're all over the place. You can talk to them that, you can ask them questions and shit, and they're always kind of the same way. They're ignorant. Stupid. Really dumb. Like, I work with people all different times. I have people that deeply respect me because I'm always there for them. I'm always trying my best to be. Some people take advantage of it because they're lazy. And the people that are lazy, you can just tell that they always want to take advantage of. A good person works hard. I say, you know what? If I make more money off of it than that, by all means, I know I'm doing something good. I have to say, a lot of people do abuse and use people so much. And they're normally the weakest ones in society. So, like, I have someone, you know, we'll go down this just to explain kind of how it is. I have people at work that appreciate me. Someone appreciate me because they know I work hard and they don't want to work. And they're fucking lazy as fuck on that. They always want someone to do those anxiety issues. Poor you, you don't know how to use your brain right. I know people say, well, you shouldn't treat people like that, you know, being a Christian. I say, well, if people are wicked and foolish and they live a shitty life, and you try to go to them and say, be positive, try to be, you know, like, don't absorb negativity so much in that, and you're trying to help them in that way. These are the things I tell everybody that. I said, stop caring about what people think about you. Stop being negative towards yourself and others. Love yourself more. And then the way to do that is to, first things first, you have to have mercy upon yourself. And you have to sacrifice certain things to be able to know what it is to have, to be able to know how bad you can get when you take something away that you desperately always want. It teaches you how to humble yourself, that the world is not just about material things. The world's literally about loving each other. Everything comes with love, period. You love money, you make more money. You love women, you have sex with more women. You love dudes, you bang more dudes. Your body bullshit. It's just how it is. That's the love of it. Is it bad? Yeah, you're lusting, you're not loving, but you still love doing it. It's confusing. Well, that's how people look at love. Do you really look at love for what it is? Or do people not even know what love actually is anymore? I don't think people know what love is anymore. I think people are stuck in that reality that's fake, which is most of the realities that we get stuck in. You know, people believe that they're a main character. Yeah, I watch animes all the time with the main characters, all that stuff and that. I watch Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is probably one of the best things because the guy actually knows that he knows that he's a main character. The system wants to keep him alive, but he doesn't boast. He helps people. He does the savior thing.
This is an ill will.
He decides to do, you know, the sacrifice thing.
Energies are flowing into this creature.
Because he knows that he has to.
End the ritual.
He has power. And when you have power, you have to use it. Like with strength, you have to. You know, people don't like to for that. Which they do. A little bit of love for the strength that you have is not bad. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. A lot of people do. They despise it. The thing is, strength has never been bad. God wants us to be strong.
Under the ice.
He wants us to be powerful humans.
Whatever was in the tunnels.
He wants all you need to replace it. Who else are you supposed to do? Yourself. You do that anyway.
She saw monsters in the caves and begged for
The Khazra storm is ended.
If you harness great strength and you have love, you should use that strength for love. They say about rich people, like, you have millions of dollars now, and you don't give your money away to actual human beings other than the fake charities out there that use it for their own self-interest.
It is done.
And people constantly say, oh, they're great charities. No, they're all self-interest charities. You've been lied to. These charities do help to a certain extent. I don't think there's a waypoint here. No, there's not. It's cool. You'd be surprised how many people lie. How many people deceive things for their own self-worth. Especially when they use the Bible. And they constantly use the word. And it's enormous amount of blasphemy. And people don't take that word, you know, to consideration when they say things. To use the word God and use it in a People say it's superstitious. I think people believe in superstitious so much. Like I have people at work that if I say, oh man, you know, I hope he don't get busy, you know, they really believe because they say it gets busy. Moron. People don't just appear out of nowhere to some extent. I mean, yes, they can. Obviously. They truly believe when people say specific words, like, oh, it's gonna be busy. They get very, very upset, and I tell them, you have to stop doing that. Well, just don't say it. There you go again, trying to say you can't say things that I can, but how about you do things to do? There's not anything that has anything to do with it. These freedom of speech, people say, freedom of speech doesn't exist. They're the ones that boast the most about their freedom of fucking speech. They're the ones that incarcerate people for speaking. And it makes it quite hilarious. And they don't understand what they're even saying. They just fucking get upset over it. And say, are you fucking stupid? Freedom of speech doesn't exist, then why the fuck are you talking then? Because freedom of speech exists. You have to voice your opinions, but when you tell other people to not voice their opinions, that's a fucking problem. And that's a problem that hurts a lot of people. They're like, oh, you can't voice your opinion, I can voice mine. And these are liberal-based people. These are people that have no, like, actual thought that's actually good. They believe they're the top notch, that massive fucking pride. They believe they're the top fucking human beings in the world now. And they're always like the people that are just like average as fuck. They're average people. They do average things. And they boast. And they boast hard. They're always man-hating. Even the men. Now, I'm not saying like the older liberal-based men. Talk about the Gen Z man. They despise man. They don't want to be, oh, I don't want to be, I want to be rich without working. What the fuck is that stupid shit?
Listen carefully. I haven't much time. One of our men, Lord Evitus, was found in the ancient heroes, thirsting for blood.
I'll get into that. Okay, and I don't believe people actually like look at it from that perspective. Because like these two girls that I always talk about them, that because the way they talk is strictly just how God talks to Lucifer. Lucifer responds in that way. You know, your way doesn't matter, Father. My way matters more. And that's how these people act. And the Father says, I just want to love you. I want you to love, but you don't. You betray me. So with that betrayal comes discipline. You're disobedient. Gave you a chance, but you just need to keep on pushing. Does it remind you of people? People are disobedient. They seem to keep on pushing away. They hate, they don't love. They deceit. They're very ignorant. They never like to listen. They believe what they know is absolute, always right. Now you can hear people out, but why do people always think that what they think is always right? And then you look at it and you keep on thinking about it.
My name is Pomuk Schlichek.
A lot of times because
I
they're just
write
ignorant.
this as I
And most
believe
times they're stupid.
my
They're not
last
wise, they're
among
unwise, they're
corrupted
foolish.
tombs of those who might
They're
have
dumb,
been
they're
my
dumb
brothers.
fucks. They really repeat these things.
Creatures for as
Doesn't mean they
large
can't
as
learn.
against them, they feed on blood and grow strong in numbers. I have chased them into this nest.
Everybody's playing. When I see people that have that rebellious attitude, I'm always thinking of Lucifer and God. And Lucifer rebelled, did temper tantrum. Now he's paying the ultimate price for his rebellion. His father stepped in and said, enough is enough, and you made him fall. He's still temper tantrum today. Still doing it. Never admit that he was wrong. Still holds his head extremely high above than what he should. If that doesn't remind you of how people are in real life, you need to think about it. Really put your mind to it. Are you like that? Does your heart want you to say, I want to forgive someone? And you never forgive them because you might not think that it's right. You know, sometimes, you know, you don't do it for the person, you do it for yourself. But you say, sometimes it's fucking hard. And I agree with you. It is hard. It's hard to forgive someone that you don't think that deserves forgiveness. And it's like, well, forgiveness ain't 100% up to you. You do it for yourself. And I just contradict myself every day. So it's not 100% just for you to say, oh, I feel bad for this person because he does drugs and that, you know. No, the person does drugs, that's their own accord. The actions that people take personally, but if you've done something, this is where you turn the other cheek thing. Oh, I love Jesus so much. He says, if someone hits me, I turn the other cheek. And people always look at it as a literal thing. And then when you really, really look at the context of it, he says, don't have revenge. Don't do vendettas of revenge. If people treat you bad, if you can't course with them to fix the problem and try to get them to be good, you walk away from them. You don't keep on pushing. Especially when it's the point where it's affecting you to the state where you're getting negative. Yes, you can keep on trying, because I think every day trying only puts it in their head, puts it in perspective. Like the lady at work in that, where she's got a great heart. I believe she has love in her heart. She's young. She's just in a misplaced position in her life because of how her attitude is. She's very rebellious. Saying the world sucks, this, and I always ask the question, why does the world suck? What makes the world suck? What's how people are that I say, why do you care about what other people do besides your fucking self? If the people around you are good, why do you care about the people that are not around you? Why do you go online and fish for people to just sit there and say, your lives are so terrible, but my life's more terrible? I don't know how many times I told this to myself when I was younger. I said, the world's such a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. The reason why you think this is because you're a piece of shit. The reason why you think that because you don't love yourself. It's all self-interest. You do the things that you believe in. If you yourself hate yourself, you're going to hate the fucking world. But if you love yourself because you're doing the things you want to do, because your mind is being fulfilled, then you're going to love yourself more. But if you don't fulfill what the mind wants you to fulfill, what your heart actually wants you to do, that's God's plan. God says for me to be strong, so I stay strong. I lift weights. I love doing it. Hint the word love. That's God incarnated in that love. Because God is love. It makes me feel better when I do it, so I feel good. That's God's love. We used to do this stuff, say back in the old days and that. You run around and play. You had no regard over everybody else's fucking thoughts. You did what's necessary for you to do. And if people join in on what you like to do, is because they were similar to you. That's how it really works. You are who you are. You invite people that are similar to you. Because you love being around people that love the same things that you love. So do the things that you love. And people will say, well, talk about the drugs and that. I say, you don't get put into drugs unless you want to stale your life and sanitize your life and not doing the things you actually love to do. Like, I love talking about these things. I love exercising. I love playing video games. I love helping people out. These are the things that I am as a person. I love doing it. I enjoy it so much. It makes me feel happy, so I do it. I work off the clock a lot of times because I do it. People say, well, you need to make all the money. I made enough money. An extra 2 hours off the clock just to help someone out because they're in need of help is a blessing. Why give a fuck about the extra 2 hours? That doesn't mean shit to me. That money is literally worthless because what I'm doing is out of love, which means more to me than the money that I make over the certain times. That's why I do it. And people always say to me, well, you can make money while you're doing it and still love it. I said, when you say these things that go against my personal way of like being, then you can go fuck off. Don't even talk to me. That's the main thing. If you don't believe in it, then fuck off. I don't need you to believe in what I'm believing in. Other people will, because they are love. They don't sit there and be like, oh, I worry about this. You're not love then. My manager guy came up to me now. He's a cool ass dude and that. He has a heart on that. But he's a Muslim that. And Muslims have very high regards over how fucking great they are when it comes down to the religious belief. Not saying themselves, but they think they're a higher standard, which is hilarious because God tells us not to be prideful, and pride's like the main sin that developed us in the fall anyway, which they tend to do. They tend to be better. I'm better than Christians and everybody else and that. Dude, like, your prophet was talked to by Satan himself. Because Jesus warned us about that Satan can act like angels of light. And all the religious stuff that's been created was created by him. Because the stuff makes no sense. They contradict the fuckers, but they always bring up Jesus. You had to talk about it. Satan's going to bring up Jesus because he knows that Jesus is God. So he has to bring him up because he knows how powerful he is. Like, creation powerful. We don't understand it because not many of us, completely understand it. Not many humans do. But if you actually saw God's kingdom, you walked into the Creator's door, and it opened up, and you saw all the angels, the seraphim, all the divine angels and that, and you saw Jesus walk down and speak to you. There's no human being that would not fall to their knees. There are people that could resist, because they would have pride. That's what pride does. Pride resists the love and the power that God has. That's what you see prideful people in that. They don't. It's like, you don't need to live on your fucking knees. That's not the point of God. It's to understand how obedient you are to the Creator. Like, there's one thing. Hollywood Undead made a song, and it was a long time ago, probably like 10, 15 years ago. One of the verses that he says, like, people that, want to believe in heaven, they live on their knees. They want to wait for the gates to open up. And they said, they're a man of few words. They said, the man of few dreams. They push this, like, religious kind of, like, thing. Said, they said people that, wait for heaven to open up, so they have to live on their knees. And they're boasting, saying, like, saying that people that believe in God don't have any dreams. I said, how do dreams become reality? You think dreams become reality now because you yourself do it? What do? Let's ask this question. Everything in your life you think just happens out random order of the universe. Who created the universe? Who created everything? It was like, well, a creator. I was like, so God, Jehovah, Yahweh, and Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus Christ got domain over creation because he was the creator. The Word of God was creator of everything. So you don't believe in Jesus, and you don't believe in the Creator. People say, well, he never said he was God in that. It's like, it doesn't. He said it so many damn times in the Bible, and that is ridiculous. If you don't believe in Jesus, you don't believe in the Creator. And what did Christ actually do? Christ sacrificed himself. That's what makes it more amazing than anything in the world now. I don't care what anybody says. This is the most amazing thing ever, periods, in the world to happen. Is that Christ died for us. God himself died for us, wicked piece of shit fucking humans, because he loved us, because he knew that we were better, because he knew it wasn't our fault 100% that we fell. It wasn't our fault. Now, people like the Mennonists can say they blame it on the woman. That woman was faulty for believing in Satan. But man was faulty for trusting that woman that trusted in Satan. It's not to say that Eve was 100% follower of Lucifer. No. But the Gnostics always state, they state this, they confuse the serpent with the eagle. This is really interesting shit. They always confuse the serpent, the one that made us fall, to Jesus. Yeah. These Gnostic fucking blasphemy pricks out there. I can't say bless their souls because they are terrible fucking people. The ones that's why it's falling apart, but I keep bringing it back because people always read this shit. They're terrible fucking people that believe in this shit. It gets so bad that they literally believe that they're gods themselves. I said, what the fuck have you created? Can you poof me something in existence? Well, no, I don't have that kind of power. Then you're not a god, you moron. The excuse is, well, when I do die, I become God. Yeah, what world? You read a couple of chapters of some fucking reject that literally made it up, which was Lucifer. Satan made up to discredit the Bible, to discredit what Jesus actually said. The thing is, what makes it really interesting? Jesus was the one that spoke the whole entire Bible. From Adam and Eve all the way till he died. Jesus is the one that told the Old Testament. He's the Word of God. He said all that shit. And people would say, well, like, dude, it wasn't God the Father. It was Christ. Jesus Christ. The Word of God literally did the whole Bible. He told everybody to write all of it down, and they did. That's why Jesus is so important.
Welcome to my home.
Because he's our creator. Because the biggest thing that Christ said when he was alive, he said, me and the Father are one. Everything that he knows, I know, which is everything. I am all knowing. People can't comprehend that. The smart people are like, I can't comprehend. All knowing everything and anything from the beginning to the end is known. Can you comprehend that? Can anyone comprehend? The billions and trillions of people? Jesus knew all of them. Intimately. Every aspect of creation. You as a human knew you before you were born. He knew every single ounce. And these Gnostic people want to say, I'm God. You know fucking nothing. You know so little. You're not even a speck of dust in God's mind to think that I'm God myself because I'm a fucking moron. You're stupid. You're so damn dumb. It's ridiculous. The smartest people in the world understand God more. I wonder why. Because they're smart. They understand creation. They understand the laws of physics. They understand nature's laws. It had to be created by someone smart. Someone all-knowing. Oh, wow. They say knowledge is power. It's good to learn stuff. But there's a certain point where it's just, you have to stop learning. You have to stop learning. You have to start enjoying life. Just enjoy it. Enjoying the funness that you have. Funness. Enjoy the love that you have for others. Enjoy life altogether. Enjoy the people. Because heaven's going to be a lot different. You're not going to be with your loved ones in heaven. It's everyone's love. You're part of everything with God. That's amazing. I said, you know me, why would you not want to be like that? Then can we be really selfish in that? Yeah. The biggest thing you have to learn is what God doesn't want you to be. God doesn't want you to be love and death. But some people don't deserve. Who don't. People that hate others don't deserve. They're wicked people. You know, said whatever God's enemies are not your enemies, they're God's enemies. Doesn't mean that you have to completely hate them. You can hate the things they do. Like, I hate liars. Sometimes fibbers and that, when you do little baby lies and that, you know, you catch yourself doing it, you're like, yeah, I lied. Well, as you catch yourself doing it, you're fine. But some people are just aggressive liars. They boast themselves lie about everything.
Locked.
Oh, and then that. Damn it. Yeah, and then you're a juice. But yeah. Because it's all about how you feel. If you ever lie and you feel guilty over your lie, I think everybody does. But if you don't feel guilty over your lies, which very few people do, then you have no heart. Your heart's cold. Like, I feel guilty when I do lie. And when I see it, I try to apologize for it. I try to. Is it hard? Yeah. It's very difficult. And it's not fucking easy either. Because that kill doesn't always settle down. I got like the best one. It's at 49% increased strength resistance armor. Dude, that shield's just so overpowered. It really jumped my character up by like 20 million. Yeah, 400 million, bro. You got obliterated. Oh, that's funny. You get so many items on those, man. It's ridiculous. Four to Zealot skills. Zeal the... Damn, this sword's actually really fucking good. So all my Zealot skills get 4. Zeal has a 61%, which is probably going to even higher than that. Yeah, this is the purifier. I don't know what Dazzle Blow is. What's this one? Gives me crit chance. Oh, that crit chance is not actually. Says you deal nerves and damage from all and stuff. Eventually get better. I get too much armor and shit. See, it's really hard to change over what I have because. Damn, 250 increased damage for Judgment. Shiny armor is so fucking good. Yeah. I basically got like the best shit I could possibly get, at least for right now, because I just loaded myself up. Like, it's really hard to get something like maybe this, for instance, I can get a little more righteousness on it. 5 to on that. This one needs to buff that, buff that. That's so funny. Oh man, these sneezes get bad. I always had a scavenger person to scab this shit around. There's a 3. I think the best you get is 5. Not 100% sure. This shield bash sucks ass. Not a big shield bash person. Divine Lance. There's so much shit.
Locked.
You know, this map is gonna get too much crap. We got more. That feels really good. Oh.
It is done.
See the damage. This you automatically have to get up. That's just too much damage. Where's the judge on that? I don't know. I'm not a big judgment person. That's the problem. That's some pure damage. Well, the judging thing, when the judgment blows up on them, it makes me deal more damage. But people die so fast sometimes, it like defeats the purpose of having that damage on there. Yeah. I just have to see if it does do less damage. And if it does, I'll keep it on there. Okay, so I'm at 95,000. Okay. I always love looking at the strength shit. 92,000. Let's go back to this. $93,000. Goes up by a little bit over there. I'm a very dorky person. Oh, so it does take a little bit more. This will do 10% damage to leads. Let's see what that is. Not using that shit at all. Attack speed's not bad. Yeah, it's only for cooldowns. I believe that they all give me. That's a lot of speed increasement. 9 damage. Oh my god. That's a lot of non-damage. I just found something that's better. I'm using more armor. Because I just get a mass increasement. It said I went down. Stop going down that fucking damn stay up here, you bitch. I went those shit. How's it go down though? This one gives me non-physical damage, which is holy damage. I do lose a little bit of strength, but how does it drop it though? Because I lose strength. Huh. I mean, you think it'd be more? Man, it's a good ass boot. have to go see. At 349%. Let's go down. That. 396%. So it goes up by 40%. Okay. It gives me 63% more damage. How do I lose damage then? Yeah, I lose 40% for, well, it's like 250 your strength. But I guess that skill base is the main base. This one's just building up my holy base, but it should still be a similar percentage. Okay, let's see if I can move this fucker up then.
Rare to have something so fine.
Okay, so it goes up by quite a bit. Nothing to walk as fast. Speed's a little lower as running. $279. $279. I remember that $279. $273. So it does do less damage overall. But I have to look at the skills. When you cast a skill with a cooldown, you explode, dealing fire damage. Okay. It's because of 200 fucking strength. It's like the best boot ever. Armor, life regeneration, strength, yeah. Fuckload of speed. Like, this will be really good for, I mean, anybody, honestly, because that'd be good for a wizard. Because the movement speed is quite high. And of course, you get up higher, but... Oh, 500. That's fucking terrible. Frost burns are really good. Increases damage to chilled enemies and yeah. This is what made my sorcerer super strong, is that extra 100-something%. So that's what he gives. He gives out these. These are just all like I said, they'd be really good for my sorceress. They'd be really fucking good. Not for this guy though. Well, got something kind of good out of it. Let's go to... That's the only thing I don't like, that certain people give you certain items, which is alright. I like the old Diablo 2, you just kill an enemy and that if you have good enough magic find. But your magic find builds up every time you magic find. So if you don't find a legendary, your magic find slowly builds up. It's kind of like a mechanic they put into it. which is fucking amazing. So you slowly can grind and get stuff. Too much.
Remain light! Rain down your judgment upon
Locked.
Yeah, it's good to do these for experience. Lands. I'm gonna try that. I can't get rid of it. It's so powerful. That's why I have the on. They'd be able to do more damage. But I'm trying to get the righteous to go up because that'll actually increase my damage overall. Yeah, I need to get more double light. If I can get more double damage on the holy light, actually help a lot. But I have this judgment damage. But I can't get rid of this. I like judgment damage. But I can't get rid of it because of the shining armor. It's too good. It's too much damage increasement. Yeah, I took it off and put it back on. Which is funny. Ooh. New mark everything as favorites. My damage drops by a shit ton. Look at those, I need something. Pick up the bad boy. 20 fucking million. Yeah. The damage increase for this is ridiculous. Yeah, I just need to get more crit. That's my biggest thing. My crit is so fucking low. How much damage do I really do? Oh my god. I lose. Okay, so that's why I need to start increasing my overall damage output. Dang, that's crazy. That'd be 5 righteous. CV2. Forgot about that. Okay. So my overall damage output is what I need to know. Why can't I change it to this stuff? It's all fucking uniques. See, there's always variables. Like, my normal damage, my all damage is actually rather low. So if there's a way for me to boost that up, then I'll increase even, well, a shit ton more. Like, if I get a ring that gives me Like if I'm rank, gives me like 200 more strength. Overall, my damage would be higher, and if it gave me just pure damage, I would actually be able to take like hundreds of millions. But I'm going to have to find a ring. I really do like this, but there's nothing really beneficial besides the life and the shiny armor. The rest of it's just pointless. But I can always get life. The only thing I can't get is shiny armor. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's kind of fun. Yeah, if I can get something that gives me like 200% more damage altogether than that, and just more strength, that's all I need. Just the more strength. The 200 strength should take away that bonus.
I hear your voice, Master.
It's only 50% damage though. That's a lazy way to kill people. If I can find me a triple star ring that gives me all the stuff that I want, and of course I'm gonna have this If I could do that and get that 200% more damage and strength from that, I would succeed probably to take at least 40 or 50 million more. So overall, I'll be chunking. Oh, this is the ceremonial thing I can't do. It's multiplayer. You have to do it with multiple people. That's what makes it stupid. The thing is, it does give me more armor. I mean, I'm not gonna lose it altogether. I'm gonna still have 3 on there, but. My Druid criticals almost 100% of the time. Maybe like 50% critical ratio or something like that. It's very, very high. He's actually probably one of my other stronger characters in that. Why my damage is taking what it's taking out of my face? This part I got stuck at before. I couldn't get through. Looks like so. That's why I can't do this. Fucking teleport me out of there, dickhead. I can't teleport out of this. Why not? Okay. Piece of shit. Okay. Is what it is. For you. What are they talking about? I always got stuff to say about working out, but work's getting better. Like I said, I worked with my boss on New Year's Eve, and it was busy. You know, I mean, she wasn't feeling that well. Because, you know, she's not used to working overnights and that, so she kind of just did it because she wanted to help out another person to have a good New Year's now. And one of the other guys I was working with wasn't feeling that well either. He was having personal problems. Not with emotions, not it's like physical stuff. The other guy was holding his own, he was doing really good in that, and I was holding my own, doing really good in that. Not saying these people weren't doing good, it's just they were, you know, they weren't their 100%. So, it was a bit of a pain. And, like, the dude was in pain, and he said something, and what he said kind of like, it made me think, with people that are in massive pain, they always go towards Jesus, they always go towards God, they bring up God a lot, and I was sitting there, and he was saying something, it wasn't anything bad. He was talking about he was talking about someone that he knew in his family and that. And it kind of made me think, you know, he was saying like, oh, one of my family members died and that, and the person that was married to that person, that relative of his, she started, you know, believing in Christ. She started being a big Bible thumper and that, what they say. She started believing more. And I said, that's what people do. People in mass confusion, when life goes to shit, and you have no one else, and no, it's older people, when you don't have any friends, all your friends are dead, you can't make new friends, that you're literally on your deathbed, and all you have is the family that you have that's younger than you, and maybe a couple of people that are younger than you in general that are taking care of you now. The one that never fails. That's why you believe. One that never fails you. Cheers, the Lord Jesus Christ. Never fails you. Because He knew you when you were in your youth. He knew you when you were in your prime. He knew you when you were in your deathbed. He knew exactly who you were. Perfectly. That's the point. Like there's just one old homeless guy. For some reason, we meet up every now and again, and he drifts around gathering change and that and stuff like that. He does like canned goods and stuff like that, and he was talking to me, and he told me about the war and that, about all the stuff that's going on, and me and him made perfect sense together. And I swear it had to been him. This guy was humble. He was extremely nice to me, and like he just talked to me out of nowhere, and I accepted it, and we had deep conversations about the world and that, and like this person, like it felt like this person knew me. It was so weird because I met this person multiple times. Maybe it's because it was just a person that just drifted around that we just connect and talk to and that, but it was just so weird because the dude was old. He was like in his 70s. He looked, you know, he rode his bike a lot. He always, you know, he looked like he had a good life in that. And, like, he was very, like, humble, like I said. Very nice. Very good heart. I didn't feel anything bad about him at all. Like, he was very kind-hearted. I mean, he talked his ass off a lot, but his knowledge was clean. Because when I talk about, like, flat earth and that, he's like, yeah, the earth's flat. He's like, and he explained it. Like, throughout history now, everybody knew the earth was flat. The earth what it came up to, and that they said it was blasphemy and satanic to say that the earth was a globe. The earth was never a globe, because the stuff that we assume was made up. NASA made all that shit up back in the 1950s and that, 1960s, when they found out about the glacial wall and that. When they found out that the earth was actually flat, they were saying, oh shit. Why did they go against it? Because God made a firmament. And when people take that out of Genesis, and they do it a lot, some of these preachers, oh, and I listen to them. They'll literally do. There's this one YouTuber. It's like a group. It's like a group of people that they do AI visuals of the Bible and that, and they did Genesis, Immediately made me not want to listen to them because they're fucking liars. They said, God made all the planets and he made all the things in that. And I said, God never said that he made planets. He never stated that. He made a firmament with lights in the firmament. He called them stars. And they're heavenly lights, which means they're guiding posts. He made the zodiacs for the seasons. He did all this stuff in that. And people pinpoint these things. Try to say, well, he made the planets. They're not planets. You're being fucking lied to. No, that shit makes sense. Why would God create a solar system that doesn't function by supercomputer standards? If a supercomputer can't function it, then why would God have a creation of it? Well, because he's all powerful. Thing is, that's the opposite. If our supercomputers can't comprehend it, that means that they're trying to false out God. No, God never made any of that stuff like that. We are the center of the universe. We've always been the center of the universe. The whole planetoid thing is a fucking lie. Because they say, oh, there's other things out there. No, actually, there's not. We are in a stationary, flat plains in between water. He said above the firmament itself is heaven. Above it is heaven itself. So, if heaven's the only thing above us, then how the hell is there a universe? How's there planets and other stars in that? That makes no sense at all. Is heaven the universe itself? Could it be? I mean, honestly, no one knows what heaven's like. It does explain it slightly in Revelations with John. And Isaiah explains it a little bit. They explain it a little bit. All they do is talk about hell. But you even talk about hell. Hell is right next to heaven. Like, these are the things that need to be put in context, and people put them out of context so fucking much. And me, myself, has always got to say this. If it's out of context and you don't understand it, you have to put it in context. He said he made the firmament. He separates the waters of waters. He made a firmament below and a firmament above, which means contained. Which means we're contained. We're contained in water of water. That's it. He was very specific when he stated that in Genesis. That's why you always hear Hillary Clinton say, we're breaking the glass ceiling. The satanic fucks that murder people and shit, they always say that. She always says that. They all say that. Why? Just like the Babylonians. They made the Tower of Babel trying to reach God. They built the tower. They made it higher and higher and higher and higher. Fortifying it. Kept making it higher and higher. They tried to get to the sky. God said sky is the first level of heaven. It's the sky. Why? Because you can see the whole entire world from it. You get to see the world from God's perspective to a certain extent. That's why if you go up high enough, stars stop existing. All you see is void. You see nothing but darkness. You're going to say, like, why? I thought heaven was bright in that. Heaven is bright. The thing is, you think God created the second layer of heaven to be like all like, ooh, seeing angels flying around that? Then it'd be defeat the purpose. Because you can't see, you would freak the fuck out. Humanity's not supposed to know what angels specifically look like, even though it talks about it in the Bible now. The angels have like hundreds of eyes around them and that. They're not like the things that we think that they are. And they actually explain angels that they're so powerful that them themselves can destroy creation. The creator that created them to be that powerful, even them themselves can't look at God. That's why that's why they have wings. They cover themselves. So from that perspective, when you look at how powerful these angels are, the seraphim and that, how powerful they are, you start to think, we're not even on the level of being powerful at all. We have no power. I mean, because we weren't gifted anything. The Creator didn't give us that much power to begin with. That's the thing. You have to be gifted power. You can't gain by taking it away. That's a Lucifer thing. That's why if you look at anybody that has that kind of mindset, and it's hard to not have, but if you have that mindset, stay away from it. Don't pursue it. Don't be like that. I promise you, it's not good for you to be like that. Don't go down that road thinking you're all Nentiment, or I can't remember what it's called. That you're all powerful, basically. Everyone goes through that cycle of pride. God lets it be. Why? Because all the glory goes to Him anyway. Because God was right from the start how humans should be. Loving, caring. Because the key of it is, this is what should strike people really, really in their heart. Especially people that do believe. That they love Jesus. That I'm starting to, love more and more each day. We were made in their image. We were made in God's image of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. We were made in their image. Anyone that's a believer, that should touch you in your heart. Anyone that's not a believer in that, if you need to understand that, you were made with that blessing of being that beautiful, being that stunning. And not everyone's fucking attractive in this world. No. But attraction also just depends on the region that you're at and that. Because we don't all look the same. We all come from different regions that we all go by certain things but we were all made to be loved. That's why when you look at a dog or a cat, people love pets more than they love humans. So humans are so wicked in that. Yeah, because humans are fucking wicked. Animals aren't. Animals are innocent because animals are doing the thing that they're instinctually would need to do. Survive. That's the thing with humans. We survive too well. That's how you get spoiled brats. They're fucking twat waffles nowadays. And then a Tina that was a manager? No. I don't know if you just said something or not. No, I have no idea who that Tina is. I haven't worked at White Castles in like 10 years. Or something like that. It's been a while. Maybe like 6 or 7 years. I think it's been since 2019, 2020. Yeah, I think it was 2020, yeah. But yeah, that's one of the things that we have to keep in our hearts. That we always want to have so much hatred in our lives. And we always spawn in so much hatred. The fuck? You doing that TikTok thing? I'm so amazed that people follow moron people on TikTok. Like, I never understood that. Every time a trend pops up, it's like some dumb fuck will say something like a fucking Hawk 2 thing. It was just a horde, I was saying. She was drunk and she went on an interview with these fucking dumb fucks that go on there. And they talk about all these, they go to whore women and that, talk about females and males and that all shit. And they're like, dude, you guys have to stop doing that shit. It's such stupid publicity, and you make it seem like you're showing more how women that actually aren't like that be like that. Be like, oh yeah, be a whore like Bonnie Blue. You know what's the best business, right? Dude, just become a management. Move up in a company. There's a couple of things you can do in life. You either work in a place long enough to move up to make money, or you invest in general and you can start a business. That's the only things you could do. Show that you're dedicated to a business and move up in the world through moving up in a business. Become a manager, become a GM, become a district manager. Like, oh, you say, well, you have more work in that, but that's the whole point of work. Like, you do have work, but you also have 8-hour days. It's not like they work you all the damn time, 24/7. You might be on call to a certain extent with little things and that. Yeah, there's a lot of people that might call you that. But you don't have to answer. You can, but you don't have to. I think honestly investing your money in stocks, or just invest in Edward Jones, get a financial advisor to start investing. That's the best way to make money. And it never stops. I mean, you could do the savings thing and save up money and that. But if you want to have money, you have to not spend money. You have to invest that money to make that money. Or you could just get a job and just make so much money that you can't spend it all. I mean, there's only one or two things. Honestly, when it comes down to working, I think people, honestly, my honest opinion, people should work until they die. I don't believe people should retire. I don't believe in retirement. I think retirement, I see people retiring and they fall fast. They're less active. They get fatter. They lose muscle mass. They actually start to die earlier than what they are. Stay working. Don't ever stop working. Like, my dad's got a miniature job that he's doing that. And he's walking around fixing shit and that. He retired for barely like 6 months. And he got a little local job that's right next door to us. He's like a little maintenance man. He helps people out with all the crap. And he writes down his times and they pay him like $20 an hour or something like that. You know, he has to work. And I tell you what, you have to do something. Like, if you have a really cool hobby in that keeps you busy all day, and you're working, and you have enough money to supply yourself with all the stuff that you need, then that's great. Do that fucking hobby. But you can't retire from working. Money making, I guess you can, but working, no. You have to keep yourself going, no matter what. If you have good, strong hobbies, do them. You know, whatever it is, just do it. Keep yourself busy. Because an unfocused mind, as in a non-busy mind, leads to a lot of destruction. That's why we have to keep our asses busy. Keep our minds focused on something. I mean, it's good to be bored in that. Sometimes you have to fight through the boredom, because boredom actually can lead you to being more excited about things. So you want to start a food truck? Man, you talk about that food truck thing forever, bro. Stop talking and do it. Stop talking and do it, bro. You talk about it. You need to do it then. Talk is so cheap. Just keep on working. Keep on saving up money in that. Well, you're thinking about it too much. You need to just settle in to just doing it, bro. I get it, that's hard sometimes. Don't get me wrong, it is. But you have to do it for yourself. I mean, that's what I try to do. You know, you gotta figure out things you like to do and just do them. If you like cooking that, then cook. Not saying you have to make money off of it. I mean, like, I love cooking that. I love food. It doesn't mean I have to make money off of it. It's just fun to do. Yeah, bro, you have to just get shit organized. Life's not all about having fun and being a goofball and that and being stupid. You gotta just take life seriously, especially if you really want it. Because you're gonna regret it, and everybody does. Everyone regrets stuff that they do when they're younger. They all do. I regret certain things. Honest truth is I should be married with kids. But I never took that route. My heart wasn't into it. So right now I can't force myself to be into that position because it doesn't work for me. It's not what God wanted me to do, so I'm not doing it. I mean, at least that I know of. I've been pushed away from relationships for a very long time now. Man, because I didn't find the right person. Truth. Maybe because my mind wasn't made up. There's one girl I thought of that really liked me. That I said we were in 8th grade together, and that I haven't seen her since. Might look her up on Facebook and that, but no, I don't like to disturb people that have kids and shit now. She's probably married with kids because she wanted to get married. She had a little crush on me, and that we were in 8th grade social. She really liked me, and that she really wanted to date me, and that. But we went to separate high schools after 8th grade. And never saw her again. She always had little hots for me. But her little like guy friend, little neighbor friend, really liked her a lot. But, you know, she wasn't interested in them. And he hated me because she liked me a lot. And so I've always thought about this person off and on. And mainly when I bring it up. I said, true love is always when you're younger, and that's why when you get older, it's hard to fall in love with people in general. Like, I have a lady at work in that. She's young, barely 18, 19 years old. She just started. I'm starting to see that she has a little bit of attraction towards me. Not anything super big, but like she seems like she enjoys my company because we talk a little bit here and there. She's opening up to me and that. And she comes up to me and like talks to me about random stuff and that. So the interest is there. and I figured out as of yesterday and that we were just sitting there talking and that, and you know, I said something about, you know, it's nice to smile and that, because smiling gives out that positive energy and that. It's always good to just smile, because you have a smile for a reason. It's a reaction to happiness, you know. And many people know that concept, but they don't do it a lot because the world's always like, oh, be frowning, I hate stuff, and no, smile more, love life more, love the things that do happen that are positive and that, you know. And I got told that, you know, it's like, you know, it's good to smile on that because it, you know, it makes people happy when you see people smile. And I'm basically saying, you know, that I like the way that you smile on that. And she said that to me. It's like, well, you need to smile more because you know, I like the way your smile looks and that. And I'm like, exactly the point. And then I smiled at her, and then she smiled back at me. And the whole team, we were all smiling, having a good time and that. And like, it was showing a glimpse of happiness. Now, attraction doesn't mean sexual. People always think it's always sexual. It doesn't mean sexual. Attraction means just an overall of just love. You're attracted to the love that you're getting. People always think it's sexual. No, this is not lusting. This is love. There's a difference. Lusting is saying you want to get yourself off. Love is saying you just... You enjoy the person that you're with. You feel a connection with them. You feel a happiness with them. This is where I get where people are like always wanting to think about sex. They confuse love with sex all the time. Like, love is not sex. It has nothing to do with sex. You never did. You have to separate those two. People think love is sex. No. Making love is still not just sex itself. Sex is just getting off. Sex is the thing that you do, but it's not the overall thing that happens. When you're in love with someone, you're connected with them spiritually. You feel everything about them is in you as you are in them. That's love. People think love is just like, oh, well, I'm in love with you because you're so fine and you're so hot and that my dick gets hard. That's just a hormonal reaction to it. Yes, you could be a pure state of love at the very first state, but that just becomes lustful. Jesus speaks of this. Talks about you should be married to someone for the whole person itself. You should never, first off, use someone for emotional transaction only, sexual transaction only. Sometimes people use both of them. Obviously, they probably do both of them a lot. Use them for wealth, or use them for pretty much, you know, anything else. You're not supposed to use people. You're supposed to be one with someone. When you see that person, you enlighten yourself to that person. You don't see a piece of ass. You don't see a pretty face or a big rack. You see love. So when our eyes are always fixed, yes, you could be attracted to someone body-wise. That you're already going to do that anyway when you want to get close to them anyway. You're already going to know that there's something about them that gets you fucking aroused. That's why you're attracted to them in the first place. You don't walk up to an ugly fat chick and be like, hey, baby, you're hot. And you look at her like you're going to throw up. Yeah, she's like, you eating all like 1,500 hamburgers and that, but fart all the time. Yeah. That's the point. And this is where people get it all wrong. They're like, my ex said this to me once and that. I have to remember these things tonight because it comes from a woman's perspective. She was talking about a dude, like a celebrity dude. She's like, he's so hot, I would have him bang me all day long. And I said, why does it even matter about that? She says, what do you mean? I'm like, she said, so you don't have no celebrity crush? I'm like, no. Like, I don't want to crush anyone besides the person that I'm with. I said, I like looking at you naked, not all these other motherfucking bitches. I don't care about them. None of them ever mattered. It's not because you're a perfect body in that. Because your body's not perfect. You have flaws like everybody else does. But that's not the point. I care for you and I love you only. When you say you want to fuck other dudes, that's not love for me. That's love for everybody else. So pretty much you're comparing me to another man that I'm not like. So I have to be like that man so you can like me more? It's just like a girl with small tits to say, hey, get a double D cup on your ass. Wait a minute, I thought you liked it for who I am. Well, no, you want me to get a six-pack and be fucking 6% body fat. So, grow some bigger tits. And that's the problem. None of that matters. The reason why I was with anybody, say, this comes from the love perspective, because I saw something in that person that I loved, that I wanted to get closer to. The body was, yeah, it was there. I didn't know what she looked like until I saw her butt-ass naked. With clothes on, I couldn't even tell. She never revealed much of anything. But when I saw her butt-ass naked, I was surprised. Because I couldn't tell. She had a gorgeous ass on her neck. She was very, very attractive naked. Hey, puppies. You guys want to go outside? We'll get them? Gotta make boo-boo! And that's the point of concealing yourself as a woman. Because then the guy falls in love with the actual person itself. Guys are very easily tricked by the eyes. Girl walks up, she ain't wearing no bra, and her titties are slopping around that. They say guys shouldn't look at me. No, because you have boobs that are supposed to be attractive towards men. So you can pick and choose which man to be with. But if you got 100 dudes that look at you, you just want attention. So if you conceal those big old fucking jugs, and you try to be more proper with them, they're going to know that your boobs are big because they're fucking huge. You got big old double Ds, they're going to stick out. You could try to hide them with baggy shirts and that, which some people tend to do, but they're still going to be there. Guys are still going to know. They're going to measure your back to chest ratio and their fucking head. Wow, she got a 34 fucking D. She got big ass boobs on her. You can just tell. You can tell when a girl has flat chest and she has little boobs because there ain't nothing there. It's like clean cut fucking cupboard. Some women look like that. No, do some men find that attractive? I'm sure they do. I don't find that attractive, honestly. My attraction ratio is not. Can't say I really find that attractive at all, being a fucking flat board. It's not really appealing to me. I'm gonna play with the character now. I'm getting bored of this one. I'll come back. I'm gonna do my druid. Pretty badass actually. But yeah, but that's what it is. So like, not everyone's gonna like everyone when it comes down to attraction. But some people really get pissed off when they don't have a person that actually likes them. Ugh. What the fuck you talking about? Black and yellow. I like that a lot better. And I do like my black and yellow, I ain't gonna lie. Black and yellow, black and yellow. But yeah, it's always very interesting to look how things are now. Like you for instance, bro. Your girlfriend's very attractive. Like, she's a very beautiful girl now. And she seems headstrong and not a whore, which is good. Because some women out there, if you don't know, since you're young and that, got going good. Yeah, I've been seeing Gordon. Yeah, I saw Gordon up at Denny's. Or not Denny's, not Taco Bell. Yeah, he was out there not too long ago. You know, he's with that homeless guy. Yeah, there's a homeless guy. Always hangs out with him and that. Yeah, I've been seeing Gordon quite a bit. He's been coming in. When I get there, he comes at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and he stays there till like 7 or so, talking to that homeless guy. I haven't been seeing Bella on that. He's a little bit. Yeah, so that's a good shot there. I always say, like, my money's always ratio, as long as it's above, like, 100 something, I'm pretty good. Once it gets below 900. You know what I don't like about this game is that everyone's fucking strong. Like, I love this class. I like that class. I could use more. I do like her feeling a lot.
Couldn't have made it without you.
always keeping a count of how many of these things. Such lazy work. I like Diablo. Diablo 2 is all about gear. You get the best gear. You have to mine and grind for it. This game don't really have to grind that much. Maybe a little bit. I know people like that kind of shit. They like that grind thing. Which is fun, but I think sometimes it gets a little hectic. I mean, like Diablo 2 had it a little bit. You had a little bit of grind thing. You had to go through like going through Bale's lair and that. There's a lot of monsters you had to kill in that, so you had to be a specific character in that. Let's go to the normal mode, guys. Excuse me. Oh yeah, we got this. We got this stupid rally thing we gotta go to today for work. I can't say it's really stupid, but it's annoying.
What still got some? I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
Guys, it's just... Is that easy way to do it? If we were too close to this feel like we play with a really cheap ass character and we play with a really cheap character. That was annoying. And the man for when I get Hurricane and get a massive Hurricane now, get up to 100% more radius. It was 29,000 damage. She does really good damage. It's not weak. What is that? You deal damage for healthy. You deal with 15% for storage gains. Uniform, that's actually really good. Increase the stun because we're just live up good. And this automatically reduces non-physical. Spirit with attack. Can't say that. That is a lot of damage. Maybe at least. See, that's the only thing about the Paladin. The Paladin only has two things. He has Holy and he has Physical. Like, I've done the attack. 6,000. I'm kind of a big fan of the werewolf. I like the were speed, or even the werebear with the gonna heat them up. Hurricane has a fucking heat on. I like the heat on. You know, I think like the Hurricane Judon too, you just pop it, and then it has a cooldown on it, or it has a duration. When it goes away, you just pop it again. Like you have to let it just pop it again. And like this one, yeah, you can do it eventually. That should be free when you do it. Wow, freezing people and then do yeah, but that bear poison thing is ridiculous. Yeah, I saw that. It's a weapon. It's a staff. Gives you like 1,000% poison damage for a werewolf, for a werebear. 1,000% poison damage. I don't have it yet, but this one's actually good. Get 4 iron fur. Increase all werebear stats by 4 by state in there. Werebear form is your true form now. Let's see. That one I go into. Okay. Automatically transform. Yeah, it is. Look how big he is. Okay. That's just so funny. The werebear. That's funny shit. Oh, fuck me. I hate these yawns. I'm trying to stay awake, but I know they're all about the... What time is it? 12? 12 o'clock. I think I might crash. I gotta go back to bed a little bit. Think about it.